I wish I could have debuted this, this new background, get into LSU basketball content, sooner, but this team hasn't done anything noteworthy, right? And newsworthy, right? And then, tonight I was scrolling Twitter. I look at the score for the first half of, I think it was LSU versus Texas A&M. LSU scored like 17 points in a half. And I think and just seeing more and more the name Will Wade these days has gotten me into this LSU basketball conversation and why the team is struggling, because it's a very interesting, talking point, if that makes sense, right? Why is it that out of all the coaching hires that Woodward has happened, why is it, Mac McMahon and the men's basketball team that's having the most trouble right now in their first year? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. But first, roll that intro. Here. And yes, first LSU basketball video of the season. I'm sorry that I didn't, make it sooner, but just situations happen, all right? The 49ers, made a run, had to cover that. And yeah, now we're here, and yeah, LSU basketball, it's a mess right now. I'll say that. The men's side is a mess, right? In the past 22 games that the basketball team has played, right? 11-11. The 11 wins come from the women's side of the basketball program. And the losses, the men's as well. So what's going on with this team, right? I think to talk about this team, you got to talk about Will Wade, right? Did we fire him? All that type of stuff. A reminder about Will Wade, right? NCAA, violations are very much a thing that LSU after he got caught the first time on wiretap, they restructured his contract stating if you are caught once again in any violations, you will be fired. And that is what happened, right? He got caught right before March Madness last year. And immediately was fired. Was that the right decision to fire him immediately before a March Madness run? It's a very interesting talking point, that right there. But in my opinion, not knowing when, your sanctions would probably come up and your, what punishments come up, I think it would just be quick, quick and painful, quick Band-Aid rip-off. Because also with those allegations that came against LSU, were also against the football team for Odell Beckham giving players cash after the national championship won. So, you fired a guy because you think it will help your football team not have as many, problems. And, with the firing of Will Wade, because, hey, the contract states if you get caught with new allegations, you will be fired. The team left, right? Be it the draft or the transfer portal. So you got Mac McMahon having to scramble to find and build a team for this year's, SEC play, right? And, I at first I thought, hey, maybe, they can be this scrappy team, that can figure out as the year goes on, right? And, they started 12-1. They had a decent win against Arkansas. And now they're currently the team they are right now, right? And what is currently, I think everyone can agree on with this LSU basketball team is that currently there are no players that can actually play SEC basketball right now on this team, right? We don't know if the freshmen can do it. We don't know if the, players that came here from the transfer portals or the one player that stayed because of an ACL injury. It very much is a losing situation for McMahon, because here's the thing about it. Can you assess his coaching job right now, McMahon's coaching job, when it's clear that he doesn't have the players to run his system because of the situation that led to his hiring in the first place. So that's part of why I haven't talked about this team. It's hard to talk about a team in which it's clear you cannot. They're not. The effort ain't there for SEC basketball. 11 losses. And you may be asking why is it that, Kim Mulkey, right? First year has a great year, right? Fantastic year. Well, it's Mulkey, right? Hall of Famer, coach, all this type of stuff. Of course, they will figure it out, right? And, players follow. With, McMahon, he was a lower level coach. What type of players can follow that can actually play SEC basketball? Who knows, right? So, yes, I just wanted to, talk about this, this thing, because Will Wade is the reason why the LSU basketball team is in this mess, right? The guy could not wait for NIL before he to become, the laws of the land, to get into even more allegations that, cost him his job, ruin the players, chances of actually having an NCAA, championship run in March. And it's the reason why the LSU basketball team is in the place that it is right now. It's clear that the talent level on this LSU basketball team is not there, and it probably won't be there next year, because McMahon has to try and figure out what works. Maybe with more recruiting and efforts, the team will be better next year, but who knows actually, right? Because you cannot figure. It's hard to say, is McMahon a good coach for LSU with the players currently? And you can say, well, it's the players that he recruited. Well, tell me which players want to come to a team that's probably going to get a lot of sanctions. I forget which actual sanctions are on this basketball team, but still, it's not a winning situation to get players here for this first season under McMahon. So, yes, very tough situation LSU basketball is in. It's hard to figure out what fault is, McMahon and the players, and what is just the fallout of Will Wade. But honestly, I don't understand, the madness, right? The sadness, the frustration with this team. Because what do you expect when you fire your coach, right? And it has to deal with NCAA stuff. Just very much not a situation where you should feel a certain way, in my opinion. But anyway, that is about it. I just wanted to make a short video talking about this. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment. Because, hey, we may have more basketball content on the way. Who knows? But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment. More content on the way for LSU and the 49ers. And I will see you guys next time.